Hello, this is problem 5 on our Unit 6 test. Notice that this one is another division problem. We are doing 3,626 divided by 7. We're going to start by writing this out the long division style, where we're going to put the 3,626 into a house. And the 7 goes on the outside. And then we're going to go to that hole, pick an easy factor. Now, as we look at this, we don't necessarily have a super large easy factor because I cannot do 1,000 because 1,000 is too much because it's 700. Now, there's lots of factors that I can pick along the way, but maybe just for the sake of ease, we're going to pick a 5 because 5s are easy. 7s aren't always easy, but 5s are easy. So we're going to start with 500. And 7 multiply 5. If I'm not sure my 7s, then I can just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I know that it's 35. Now remember, it's 7 times 500, which means that 35 needs 2 zeros after it. So this would be 3,500. Now I could have started smaller. If I wasn't sure, I could have started with 100. It's just going to make my house longer that I'm building, because rather than one step of 500, we would have had 5 steps of 100. You're still going to get to the same answer if you wanted to start with 100 there. So Papa picked an easy factor. Mama multiplied. Sister, we're going to subtract now. 6 take away 0 is 6. 2 take away 0 is 2. 6 take away 5 is 1. 3 take away 3 is 0. So now I have 126. And that is not really, I can't even do 100 with that now. So I think we're going to have to drop down to 10. Another easy factor. Rover tells us to repeat. We come back to the beginning. We pick an easy factor. 7 multiply 10 is 70. Sister tells us to subtract. 6 take away 0 is 6. Now remember, more on the floor. We have to go next door. We can cross that off and make it a 0. And then bring the 1 over there, so I have 12. Or you could have just thought about that 1 and the 2 as 12. 12 take away 7 is 5. Now at this point, I've got to multiply by 7s, and I don't really know. And if I'm not sure, we know that 5, 6, 7, 8, 56 is 7 times 8. But if I don't know that, then I can just go back to a 5. A 5 is an easy factor, and I already know that 7 multiply 5 is 35. Now I want you to notice here, off to the side, we need to make sure we're lining up that place value. And I just, your 1s are lined up with your 1s, your 10s are lined up with your 10s, and hundreds with your hundreds. One thing I noticed on the test is those would get crooked, and then our adding would be off because we're not paying attention to that place value. So just make sure from the get-go that you're lining up. The 10 gets lined up with the 10s. The 5 is in the 1s, so it gets lined up with the 1s. Sister tells me to subtract here. 6 take away 5 is 1. 5 take away 3 is 2. Now I could subtract them one at a time here, but hopefully we're getting down into little enough numbers that we know, because this is our 3. 7 multiply 3 is 21. So 7 Mama multiply 3 is 21. Now notice again, my 3 is a 1's place, so it's lined up with my 1's. Sister subtract. 21. So 1 subtract 1 is 0. 2 subtract 2 is also 0, so I don't have a remainder. We have nothing to repeat because I'm now down to that 0 or near 0, which it is 0. Abuela tells me to add. 0 add 0 add 5 add 3 is 8. 0 add 1 is 1. 5 add nothing is 5. This is 518. Uh, Again, make sure you've written out all of the work. Make sure you're showing me all of these steps, and just try to understand. We're regrouping when we're subtracting. We're adding our ones with our ones and our tens with our tens, and we're lining up that addition and subtraction to make sure that we get to that right answer of 518.